Hey everyone, how's it going? Aaron Rift here from NoDQ.com. Welcome to the post NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3 review video. It was a sweet show, I have to say, baby. I am being joined by the NoDQ panel. Good old JM Jeff Meacham, the reigning and defending, undisputed, undefeated. Did I get it all this time?
He got all this time, but we're not on the trivia match. See, go do that going forward. I'll be so happy.
I'm sure I'll miss it next time. But Jeff is the current trivia champion. Somebody said you're a major nerd for knowing all this wrestling trivia.
Well, so does that make Greg number 2 nerd? Because he almost beat me.
That's true. Greg came very close.
I was gonna say, you know what? If you somehow go 9-0, I want your ass in episode 10. Well,
considering the challenger lineup for me next is a whiny little bitch, yeah, we'll see what happens.
Okay, guys, all right. We were supposed to talk about this at the end, so let's save it for the end.
Okay, sorry. You motherfucker, I was champion. I had to throw it in there.
I understand. Good job, Jeff. Jeff is the trivia champion. We have the PA sensation, Greg Cherry, who is hoping to be a future No DQ trivia champion. Maybe the next one. We'll have to wait and see, depending on how the competition does. And we are also being joined by the self-proclaimed greatest columnist in NoDQ.com history, Mr. Virtue. How's it going,
I am the troll slayer on Twitter.
Troll slayer, brother. That's
Bring
right.
it. I will tweet with you all night and all day, and I will own you. Bring it.
So I'm pretty much convinced that NXT is not capable of producing a bad show. This was yet another really strong show from NXT. Greg, your overall thoughts on the show?
I mean, this was another solid Brooklyn show. I thought it was better than last year's Brooklyn show, actually.
Yes, I agree with that.
I'm trying to think, like, it was comparable to the first one, honestly, as far as quality goes, as far as match quality goes, and I really enjoyed it.
Jeff, what did you think?
I absolutely love the show. There was a couple of points where I had doubt about a certain match, and we'll get to that, and I'm sure. And the ending was just unbelievable. The way they pulled off the execution of the debuts of everybody was so well done. Just an overall great show. Like you said, Greg, comparable to 2015 Brooklyn, much better than 2016 Brooklyn by far. What
about you, Virtue?
There was a lot of threading throughout the show that led to that spot at the end, so it was excellent. And there was a match. And I'll talk about it when we get there. I shed a tear. And that's a good thing. And that's a good thing. That's a good thing, yes. And I'll tell you why.
So we kicked off with the band Code Orange. Any of you ever hear of that band?
Nope.
Tonight, for the first time.
Well, I thought they were fine.
But you know what? Not hearing about them was better for me because I was able to take them in for the first time unbiased, and they actually did a really good job with the opening segment and with Blackstock. It was really well done.
They had a lot of passion. They showed a lot of passion, and I think they were a good fit for the show and the overall theme of the show.
Yep.
So we had Johnny Gargano versus Andrade Cien Almas in the opening match, which was a very fun opening match. I thought it was really good. I enjoyed it. Almas did pick up the win, and I have to say that this was his most impressive showing to date. You know, I really haven't seen a lot out of him, and I think he really shined in this match. Virtue, I'll start with you. Your thoughts on the match?
Well, I'm bummed that Johnny lost, being from Cleveland, but it was a really good match. I was really surprised with Almas because I had not seen him work a crowd this well. Maybe Johnny had a lot to do with that. Johnny is awesome. I mean, does this guy sell? I've watched him live in Cleveland, and I think he looks even better on TV. I was a little mixed with the finish in terms of the T-shirt. I get it. Maybe DIY's music would have been a better little distraction. I just didn't like the T-shirt. That was kind of weird. But, I mean, it was a good hot opener. What do you think, Greg?
See, I got the T-shirt thing, like the whole DIY. I think he should have opened it more, but, little things. I thought it was a very solid outing by both of them. Again, Almas' most impressive match since coming to NXT, and he's done a solid job as a heel. His babyface run was kind of stale, but he's done well as a heel. Great opening match, great way to start the night off. Jeff?
Yep, I agree with you absolutely 100%, Greg. He's kind of been stagnant as a moderate level babyface in between tweener guy, but adding Thea Trinidad to his mix is just so perfect for him. She does a great job at ringside. I like the T-shirt thing. I wasn't sure what it was at first until I saw that it was a T-shirt. I'm like, oh, DIY T-shirt, got it.
Did the announcers say anything though?
Yes,
I didn't
they
hear
did.
them
That's
say.
how I
Oh,
knew.
did they?
That's how I knew
Okay.
because
maybe
I
I
had no
missed
idea.
that. Maybe I missed that spot. Okay.
I missed them calling it on the spot, but they talked about it after. I know that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea it was a DIY T-shirt until the announcers mentioned it.
But again, that's the thinking process of how do they say? Is it Selena Vega? Is that how they say her name?
I think I'm not sure.
Let's just say Thea Trinidad because I know that's her name.
Yeah.
That's the thinking of her character. She's getting in Johnny's head to pick up the win for Andrade. Great job. Both did awesome, and I think we're going to see big things out of Andrade now that he has a little bit of a jump in his kick, a kick in his jump, so to speak.
Yeah, I agree with that. I thought it was very solid, and I liked the T-shirt bit. I think it was good. Solid start to the show. We had Kurt Angle and Daniel Bryan watching the event from a luxury box, which I thought was a nice little touch to have the GMs there scouting out the talent. Definitely a good move.
Except
there.
that Kurt called Asuka Azuka during the kickoff show.
Yeah, I mean,
I went, Kurt, oh, come on. Kurt's better than that.
Well, my guess is he probably does not watch the NXT shows. I mean, for some of these guys, I have to hear their names on television like a dozen times before I get it right.
But the problem is, Kurt, as the general manager of the franchise brand of WWE, should know every single person's name in that performance
That
center,
is true. You would think that they would coach him before he says something about them, making sure.
God forbid they rehearsed a promo a couple times,
Yeah.
I would have popped if Kurt called her Kana.
That would have been funnier than hell.
Yeah.
That would have been funnier than hell. I actually would have liked that more than the mispronunciation, that's for sure.
Yeah. All right, next up we had the Authors of Pain defending the NXT Tag Team titles against Sanity. Now, I'm not sure if I heard it correctly, but I think somebody called the team Insanity, but, maybe I was just mishearing things. Anyways,
probably Percy.
Yeah, maybe. Percy barely said anything, though. I think he said like 24 words on this entire show.
I'm not trying to fan the flames or anything here, but do you notice there's one really bad announcer of the three-man team on each show?
Let's not do this again. Let's not get in trouble.
All right, moving on.
It's all about equality, Jeff.
I know it is, but I'm not saying it's just those three guys. There's always somebody on a team where there's always a bad. There's not three solid people. Even JBL at times has been just horrible compared to Saxton and Tom Phillips. There's always a horrible kink in the armor of the announce team. It's ridiculous.
I thought that Shivani and Heenan and Tenay was a good three-man tag team.
You are fired.
Shivani, but yeah.
You are fired on this, Aaron. You're fired from Shivani. Was not the best anything. Get off my set. Get out of here.
Okay.
With that nonsense.
All right. Let's. That's a whole other topic. Let's not go there.
It really is. Toilet flush. All I gotta say.
All right. I could have sworn a few videos ago you were saying Shivani got a bad rep, but whatever. Nope. Anyways, let's talk about the tag team match here. We had the Authors of Pain and Paul Ellering coming out. Now, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, they were dressed up like the Ninja Turtles and Shredder.
That's what it seemed like.
That's what I was assuming.
We thought Ninja Turtles here too.
That's what it seemed like.
Yeah, so I mean that was kind of a cool deal. So we had Eric Young. This was the little swerve here. Eric Young was in the match instead of Killian Dane. So I guess that could be Authors of Pain's excuse for losing the tag team titles, that they were not prepared for Eric Young being on the team. This was a good match. I thought it was a well-worked match. They did a lot of the brawling style. They were fighting in the crowd. You had Nikki Cross and Paul Ellering getting involved. Nikki ended up taking one for the team to eventually help Sanity capture the tag team title. So I thought that this was really solid. And then we had the big debut afterwards. I just want to say I like the fact that we actually had the new people show up and get involved rather than just sit in the crowd, which is what we've seen on previous shows. I like the fact that they're already getting involved on the major show. So I was a big fan of that. So we had Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly debuting from ROH. Blah, blah, blah. Easy for me to say. Jeff, your thoughts on the match and the debuts?
I like the match. The match was really well done. Like you said, Nikki Cross, a hell of a table bump between her and Killian and whichever one of the AOP it was.
I still don't know which is which.
I still can't tell them apart. And I'm not profiling. I'm just saying I don't know which guy is which. I honestly don't know the name.
D'Lo Brown 1 and D'Lo Brown 2.
Exactly. D-Lo 1, D-Lo 2. That's what we're going to call him now.
Good. I wasn't the only one thinking that. Okay.
That's brilliant. I like that. Thank you, Greg, for the nod there. I appreciate that. I like the match. The match is really well done. I love that Fish and O'Reilly debuted. Not just sat in the crowd, but they jumped in and just immediately took out both teams. They made everybody know that they are here, they're done with Ring of Honor, and they're in NXT to be dominant. It was awesome.
Birch?
Eric Young has gold, baby. I mean, that's what I like the most about it. I was actually pleasantly surprised when he put himself into the match. I like watching Eric Young since TNA. That's right, I said it. In terms of O'Reilly and Fish, instant impact. Wait, is this a TNA or an NXT review? So the bump outside was phenomenal. Great finish, and I couldn't believe that Sanity won. I was kind of like doing a double take because I don't think did any one of us predict that? I can't remember.
I don't think we did. I think
I think they would get moved to the main roster, and the Authors of Pain are just dominant. Very well done. I mean, I like to be wrong sometimes, and this is a perfect example of when. What do you think, Ray?
See, I think the Authors of Pain might be the ones called up now that they lost the titles, which I'd be okay with. I actually like AOP. I think they're kind of underrated because they're big, powerful tag team, but you don't see that a lot anymore. Right. So I hope they get called up to either Raw or SmackDown and take the tag titles there. I was surprised by the finish too, and the debut of Red Dragon on the NXT roster. Yes, pretty sweet. So yeah, I'm looking forward to more of that.
I firmly believe that either tag team division on the main roster will benefit from AOP coming up. No question.
Yeah,
and I just like another shout out to EY. That dude takes a beating every match. Awesome.
He always has, though, and he's still coming back for more. The guy's crazy. That's why he's insane.
Yes, just awesome.
Yeah, my hope for AOP is that if they're called up, they're going to actually be dominant and not be like the Ascension 2.0 where they come up and then they become a joke within a couple of weeks.
You know what?
Go ahead, Greg. The thing with the Ascension is they were brought up and they became like LOD ripoffs.
Yeah.
The thing, which is ironic because AOP is managed by Paul Ellering.
Yeah.
But the Authors of Pain are big guys and they're dominant guys. I don't think it'll be the same thing because they have that established dominance that I don't think people realize with the Ascension because NXT on the network was such a new thing.
Well, the thing with the Ascension is they were a ripoff of a ripoff. They ripped off Demolition, which were ripoff LOD. So they were never going to be anything successful on the main roster unless they established themselves as a completely different gimmick from what they were in NXT. And the problem was they were so dominant in NXT as tag team champions, WWE didn't think they had to do anything with them, and it completely backfired. AOP, while guided by Paul Ellering, who guided the Road Warriors also, are a completely different tandem from the LOD, from the Ascension, from Demolition. And I think with Paul Ellering's just subtle nuances now compared to when he was with the Road Warriors, it'll be much, much better package delivery than it was with the Ascension.
Hopefully.
Also, I have to say, Paul Ellering doesn't freaking age. He looks exactly the same.
He can do that in tomorrow.
Slower. He moves a little bit slower, but yes, Greg, you're right.
Yeah, that dude's been around a long time, and yeah, he hasn't aged. I totally agree on that. He's seriously, like Weird Al.
He was in the first War Games 30 years ago. Just think about that for a minute.
Yeah, I mean, Kyle was not even born yet. Kyle Motch.
He was. Oh, that guy. Yeah, Kyle Botch. Yeah, that guy. Yeah, Kyle Botch. That guy. Okay, yeah.
Anyways, we'll address that more at the end. Okay, so next up we had Aleister Black versus Hideo Itami, and we had Jim Ross doing commentary for this match, which was awesome. This was a big moment when we had, I think this was the first time JR and Ronaldo did commentary together in WWE. Am I right in that?
I believe you are correct, sir.
So that was a pretty cool moment. We had Black coming out to live music from Code Orange, which was cool. Lots of kicks in this match. Kicks, strikes. And some cool moves in between. So, I mean, very solid match. I thought that this was Itami's best match in NXT to date. You know, this is the kind of match he really needed to have.
Before we analyze the match, who suggested the drinking game in the chat? Because they should be hung.
That was me as a joke.
The guy that doesn't drink wants to, okay, take a shot every time we have a kick. We're all going to be drunk as on this review show if we do that.
I would have not signed up for that.
Neither would I.
I posted it on Twitter and everyone's like, you're trying to get us all killed.
She's trying to kill us all within the third match of the night. Thanks a lot, boss.
Just hopefully nobody actually did it, because then they'd say, "Oh, I was responsible for it. I made them do it," or that sort of thing.
I think about that.
He admitted that he was responsible.
Anyways, hopefully nobody took it seriously. I really hope nobody took it seriously.
I did not, for the record. I did.
Well,
Maybe Kyle would. Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Maybe he would.
Hey, no.
He is 21
He's not here
after
to
all,
defend
so.
himself.
He's
Come on.
21.
He's
Sorry.
not
Yes,
even
he can do it.
21.
That's right.
Anyway, I'll start on this one. Excellent match. We knew it was going to have tons of strikes. The JR, and I won't even say it. I'm just going to say the JR and Ronaldo combo, I liked it. That's right, Greg. I liked it. And, of course, Nigel McGuinness in there, too. I was kind of hoping for this on the finish, and see if any of you agree with me. I was hoping Tommy could get him up for the GTS, but he would kick off and then do his kick. But me and my buddy were watching it, and we didn't think that the kick would have got around good enough. So still love the finish. I'm glad Black won. And like you said, Aaron, this could be something for Tommy.
Yeah.
Maybe getting over the curse of the injuries, and maybe he can build off of this performance. Jeff?
I think they're trying very hard to get us to accept the idea of a Tommy versus Cassius Ohno relatively soon. So I said on the pre-show that he needed the win to get to Ohno, but I think losing will be even more beneficial for him in that he'll go to the back, he'll bitch, he'll complain, he'll moan, and Ohno, Chris Hero, whatever you want to call him, will try to be like, dude, enough. And him and Tommy will get into it again, and we'll see them maybe at the Survivor Series takeover, whatever they're going to call that. But I don't know.
Like the sitting in the Indian style in the middle of the ring. They both actually did that.
That was
who
funny.
else used to do that? CM Punk. It was awesome. I love that.
I definitely think Black does it as a nod to CM Punk. I think Tommy does it because Black did just a mocking.
But it was great, though. I popped for both of those, man.
Absolutely. Greg, what do you think? Did you think they're building toward a Tommy versus Ohno, or am I just totally off base there?
Well, I think you are right on with the Tommy and Ohno thing. I mean, Cassius Ohno's been back since, earlier this year, and he was only a surprise tag team partner at a tag match, and he's done nothing the last two takeovers. It's like, why is he back?
Yeah.
You know? Because Chris Hero is a good talent. But I enjoyed this match. Tommy's best match in NXT, and I think Black's as well. I really enjoyed the kick the crap out of each other fest. It's like, I'm fine with matches like that where they just beat the living crap out of each other.
And
that's
blood,
probably why
baby. There was blood. I loved it.
And that's something else. They didn't stop the match for the blood, which I was like, I saw the referee with the gloves, but he didn't stop the match, which I think is a good move.
Good. That would have killed the momentum.
It really was.
I mean, it did so much for Joe and Balor at that one takeover Dallas, I think.
Yeah, I honestly think Hunter is more in Vince's ear now as far as the blood stoppage, because you notice on the NXT shows when it happens, they don't get stopped anymore.
Well, think about Great Balls of Fire. I mean, there was blood in like 4 matches in a row, and
I know, and no stoppage whatsoever. So
exactly. So great third match on the show. I enjoyed it greatly.
All right, next up we had Asuka versus Ember Mooner. What was the name that Angle used?
Asuka.
See, I wasn't sure how to pronounce her name either.
Because Rocky Romero calls himself Azúcar, so it's just like, really? He's not Rocky Romero, or Kurt, you're killing me.
Yeah.
Everybody else going, who's Rocky Romero? Look him up, people.
I know who you're talking about.
I'm glad somebody does. Jeez.
Asuka versus Ember Moon for the title. This was a really good match. I mean, another strong match on this show. I like the near falls. The fact that Asuka had the 500 plus days as champion, added to the drama. And I think they could have done even more near falls. I'm not a big fan of when they do like constant near falls in matches, but this is one where I think they could have done even more. But maybe they're saving that for another match down the line, and it's going to keep building up and building up. But I thought this was really good. I mean, Ember put in a great effort. She hit the Eclipse. Asuka kicked out of that. And in the end,
which surprised me.
Yeah, I mean that was her big move, and Asuka kicked out from it. And in the end, Asuka got the win with the Asuka lock. So Asuka's streak continues. I'm assuming she's gonna stay in NXT until she loses the title. Maybe not. Maybe she will show up on Raw or SmackDown as the champion. I mean, what do you guys think? We'll start with you, Greg.
See, I think it'd be kind of badass if she came up with the title and then still continued to defend it in NXT, because she's like, nobody's going to beat me, so I'll just keep defending the title and nobody can stop me. That's the way it is. I don't think the winner of the Mae Young Classic is going to beat her either. I really don't know who will. I think she'll keep the title until maybe Takeover New Orleans, WrestleMania weekend, so she can be 2 years as champion. But I don't know. We'll see.
Who is left on the roster? That's the thing. Who's left?
Somebody from the Mae Young Classic.
Know.
Yeah, bringing somebody over from that.
I was going to say, I mentioned that in the chat that it would be the Mae Young winner. I didn't say win, I'd say challenge. But it would be something if either, well, I'm not going to spoil it for everybody who hasn't watched the tournament matches yet or not, but you know, if the winner of that were to challenge Asuka and give her a strong showing at the Survivor Series Takeover, whatever the case may be, maybe we'll get some new, maybe with this 32 women being involved in this tournament, maybe we'll get some new blood in the NXT women's division. Maybe we'll get somebody built up solid for New Orleans, like Greg said. Virtue, what do you think?
This was my favorite match of the night.
Yep.
I haven't seen a great women's match like this in NXT since the Sasha and the Bayley in that era. I mean, they've really been kind of boring up until tonight. I got to watch Athena, Ember Moon wrestle live before. Obviously, I never saw Asuka live, but I was so emotionally invested into this match because we know wrestling is not real. It's predetermined, but I wanted Asuka to remain undefeated. So I was watching it like it was real. And you know what? I looked up and I couldn't believe it happened. The near falls, I thought on those couple of near falls, Ember Moon was going to win the title.
Yeah.
And I had to look over and I looked back up at the TV and the match Asuka kicked out. Phenomenal match. My buddy who hardly watches wrestling texted me during this match and he's like, "This Asuka, she can sell. Look at her back bumps." So I thought it was great, and I might get some heat for saying it was the best match of the night, but I was emotionally invested. Greg?
I absolutely agree it was the best match. I'm sorry I didn't have Greg. Yeah, I agree it was the best match of the night. But
wait, are we going to Jeff? Who are we going to on that?
I already went, and so did Greg.
Yeah, I mean,
we all went.
That's a very valid argument that it was the best match of the night. I'm really curious. I think it's pretty close with all the matches. I mean, I think all the matches were pretty equal in quality.
I am glad, though, that they built this match the way they built this match because they could have totally just shunned Ember to the side when she got hurt. Yep. But no, they brought her back and they built and they built and they built and it was just the best way. Either one winning, it was the best way to either end this feud or make us interested more in the feud going forward. Either way, it's well done.
Yeah, maybe they will.
Asuka worked on her arm a little bit too. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe they will do another match down the line. But I'll put up a poll on NoDQ.com. I'm really curious to see what the people will vote as the best match. I don't think there was really any match on the show where I would say it was a match of the year, but all the matches were really strong. You know,
And for the record, and I said this before, Asuka has the best gear in wrestling. Absolutely. It's awesome. Gear. You know what I mean with the gear?
Yeah. All right, well, we got the main event.
Think about that before.
Yeah, I got to think about that too. But the main event, Bobby Roode versus Drew McIntyre for the NXT title. McIntyre had a special entrance with performers on bagpipes, which reminded me of Roddy Piper. I'm not sure if you guys felt the same way.
Yep. No, I totally got the inference there. It was really well done by WWE and NXT.
Yeah, so McIntyre had... I still wish he had his old WWE theme song, The Broken Dreams.
I was hoping... They used it in the promo video, too, and it's like, he should come out to that. It'd get ridiculously huge pop.
Was it just me, or did it seem like he did not get that much of a reaction?
I noticed that, too. When he first walked out there, it was really quiet.
Yeah, I think if he came out to Broken Dreams, that place would have exploded.
I think so, too.
I mean, I think that tells you how important the theme songs are, that they can really make a difference with the crowd reacting to people.
Maybe they'll bring that back on the main roster one day.
That would be nice. Roode, of course, has the awesome, glorious theme song with his usual big entrance. Great stuff here. Crowd was, I think, a little bit more into Roode, but they were definitely doing the dueling chants for both guys. And another solid match, slower pace than the other ones, but still everything had a purpose, and they built up to a great ending sequence here. And we have a new champion. Drew McIntyre is the new NXT champion. Virtue, we'll start with you. Your thoughts on the match and then the aftermath.
Yeah, I mean, it was a clean finish, so I'll give him props for that. I was thinking at some point Drew would become the NXT champion. I was kind of hoping it would maybe wait one more event, but it happened. It was a solid match. I haven't seen Roode have a bad match since he's been the main guy on NXT. And then afterwards, and again, I thought the show was going to be over. Next thing you know, we see O'Reilly Fish out there, and then Adam Cole. And you know what? My buddy texted me, and he's like, "Is that an HBK ripoff?" And he doesn't know who Adam Cole is. And I said, "No, go on YouTube and look up Adam Cole, and you will find out exactly who he is." So, with that said, I liked it. It was very enjoyable. Greg?
Jeff or Greg?
Doesn't matter. Jeff can go first.
Oh, damn it. Okay, fine. The match was really, really good. It wasn't better than Asuka and Ember, but it was really, really good. Just a solid performance from both these guys. I've not been quiet about how much I enjoy Bobby Roode in NXT. He is glorious. He's been the best NXT champion they've had probably since Finn Balor, if not even before that. He's been awesome. He's been glorious. But Drew McIntyre winning was a feel-good moment. It was a great ending, a great beginning to his new story in NXT, his rebirth in WWE. But my goodness, was it awesome to see Fish O'Reilly and Adam Cole just guzzle him, because I have missed a lot of Ring of Honor in the last few years, but I've been able to catch up here and there and seen stuff. And Adam Cole has been the most solid non-WWE, non-GFW performer in America in many, many years. And the fact that he's now under the WWE umbrella with NXT, with Fish, with O'Reilly, is going to be just special for anybody that's never seen any of these three guys before, even before NXT now. If you haven't seen Ring of Honor, you guys are in for a real treat.
And hey, continuing the trend, though, another Bullet Club member now signed in WWE. Right?
They are taking over the world one click at a time.
All right, the first half of the statement might get me some heat, but I'll clarify it with the second half. This was probably the worst match of the night, but only because all the other matches were incredibly solid.
Exactly.
So it was an enjoyable match. It was a great match, but the rest of the card was ridiculously solid. That you have to place them somewhere. It was good to see Drew McIntyre win the title. As of right now, 2 of the 3 3MB members are champions.
Yep.
So Heath Slater get it together and get in that fatal 4-way tomorrow.
Yeah.
If that happens, I will shave Aaron's head again. If that happens,
What?
I swear to God, I will.
You will shave my head?
That's right.
He doesn't have that much left right now.
Yeah.
Not like he has the
come here, find a
hair.
way. I have very little hair left.
I'll find a way.
When there's a will, there's
I think
a way.
all of us will shave our head if Heath Slater wins the Universal title tomorrow.
I will. I will.
All right, here. I'll shave what's left, whatever it takes. I don't care.
If he wins it at all in 2017, I'll shave my head.
Exactly.
All right. All right. Anyway. My wife yelled at me for that. Anyway.
Well,
solid match, and Adam Cole, baby, is in NXT. And you heard Mauro Ranallo reference that as well.
Hell yeah, he did.
In the McIntyre, so he
Well,
continues
Mauro
that.
gets it. Mauro gets it.
But these guys are coming in, and they're allowed to use their previous personas, their catchphrases, and all that. I really enjoy that. That really adds to the true wrestling style of NXT, and it's just amazing.
Well,
Good point, Greg. I think Triple H gets that. I think he knows that the fans like that.
Well, no. What's funny is I think Ring of Honor gets it, because they could very easily. Well, you can't say "baby" with Adam Cole because that's our thing. It's like, no. Ring of Honor understands they are not going to be the #1 company in this world. They're not ever going to be that way. They get that their guys want to be in WWE. TNA with their buddy, whatever his Ed, whatever Sherman, what's his name? Ed, whatever his name is. He is in this little bubble of his. Well, the Hardys can't be the way they are because I own that shit. Like, no, you idiot. The Hardys did that. You just happen to own the company that they ran in.
And that's why Ring of Honor has better PR. I mean, GFW is like losing people like water coming out of a faucet. I mean, it's stupid how. But that's another topic for another time.
Well,
overall solid show,
yep.
And NXT delivers another amazing performance.
Absolutely.
Now, who came up with Bebe first? Was that Adam Cole or Heath Slater?
Chris Jericho.
Yeah.
There you go. Easy answer right
I mean,
there.
if we really
Jericho
think
invented
about
it.
it. Yeah,
Jericho invented that.
Jericho
That's right.
invented everything. That's the
Come
answer.
on, baby! Yeah.
You know who invented that? Ryback. because Ryback invents everything.
There you go. Yeah, Ryback.
That's right. Ryback.
Ryback is the reason WWE does NXT shows.
Good old Skippy. That's right.
All right,
but
guys.
hey, are you guys? I'm happy after this show. Like, I'm literally
I am too.
happy. Like, you know what I mean? I feel good. I'm gonna be up all night. Yeah, that's crazy.
On cloud 9, it's like being on drugs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know, but
Not that you would know that,
Yeah,
Aaron,
exactly.
but yeah, you know. Yeah.
But anyways,
Sure it is.
okay, so we got to do the letter grades. Greg, let's start with you, and then Jeff, and then Virtue, and I'll go last.
Of course you'll go
I'm
last, you
good.
chicken shit.
Okay, I'll go first. A-.
Wow.
I think it was
Jeez.
a very good show. Not the best show of all time. There were a few things I would have done differently, but overall I was very entertained. The show flew by very quickly. It's not like the WWE pay-per-views where it's just dragging and dragging. Like, I'm looking at the clock and I'm like, oh my god, the show's almost over already. Like, it went by so quick.
What's funny is they start at 7 Eastern for the pre-show, and they're done, and it's by the time we're taping this, it's just barely like 7:30 our time, 7:30 their time.
And I watched the pre-show too, so that's almost, the main event went about 15-20 minutes over the top of the hour. So total, I watched about 3 hours,
So figure
20 minutes, and it wasn't
3.5
that
hours.
bad.
Tomorrow we're gonna see at least 6 hours.
Yeah,
Oh,
Big
God.
difference, huge difference there.
yeah. So A- for me,
All right, I was actually going to give the show an A- myself.
Okay.
I was very solid. It's hard to get an A+ for a show because like everything from the booking, from the wrestling, has to be perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, this was pretty damn close, but I mean, it's solid A-. Probably the best pay-per-view of the year.
I think it needed a match of the year candidate. And like I said, I think the matches were all strong, but I don't think there was like that one match where you're going to remember it 5 years from now. Like, that was an all-time classic.
I think
I
Brooklyn
think
1 would have been an A+.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think if the Tyler Bate Pete Dunne match from whatever that was, Backlash would have been, or Backlash weekend would have been on this show,
Yeah.
A+ show.
Very,
A+
very
show.
well.
I'll go A- too. I really wanted to see Pete Dunne, but I know he just got his head busted last week or
He was
something.
actually in
Yeah.
a dark match.
Yeah.
For the
Yep,
match
he
they
was.
taped
But
for NXT
good
next
score.
week. Yeah, Jeff?
A-.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. A- absolutely. And like I said, it would have been an A or an A+ if they had just that one defining match moment. And Adam Cole debuting is pretty freaking defining, but he didn't wrestle. He came at the very, 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 very end. If he'd cost somebody a match or something and been involved more, it probably would have been a little bit of an A, more than an A-.
Really? Because I thought that was a perfect way to have him come out at the end and end the show with that.
It was, but I think that I'm trying to think how to say this without sounding like
I get what you're
because-
saying without you saying it. I get it.
Yeah, I mean the fact that we had to wait till the very end and literally he got 3 minutes of screen time. That was all he got. It's like, I want more Adam Cole right now. I'm greedy. I
Well,
want
that's
it now.
good. That's good. They
That's
want
the
you to.
point. That's why you watched future episodes.
It's a cliffhanger.
Because you want
We don't get
what
enough
happens-
cliffhangers on these shows, so when there is a cliffhanger, it's really good. So I'm definitely a fan of that. The fact that they had a
A-
cliffhanger at
for
the end.
sure. Yep, I
So
agree.
four A- and
Which is for the record
You know-
our best rating so far this year.
well,
You know what
that's
I
the
wish
best
they
rating
did?
system. I want to say the letter grades. I mean, that's the new thing. The star ratings and all that stuff. That's
Yeah.
yesterday's news. It's all about the letter grades
That's
now.
right.
So is the guy that did the star rating. That's beside the point.
I wish on these NXT events, so they did more like backstage interviews after the matches or before them, just a couple sprinkled in there. But I mean, that's fine too, I guess. But
They
if
do
I had
them
to
on
nitpick, if I had to nitpick it all, like
yeah.
maybe get
Smacking
Ember
talk.
Moon's maybe get Ember Moon's reaction backstage after she lost, just little things like that. Oh,
I
baby.
guarantee they'll be on the WWE YouTube channel by the morning, if not right now.
Yeah,
Or
that's
Twitter.
true.
They might be on their
Yeah.
Twitter now, for all I know.
Or on the Twitter now, but definitely on Tal. Greg got it right.
Yeah. Now, before we wrap this up, we do need to address the trivia. So, Kyle Mach, Interstate Kyle, I poked fun at him earlier. Hopefully, he doesn't quit over the little jab I took at him. But Kyle has challenged you, Jeff, for the next episode of trivia. So
He did?
He posted a video on the No DQ YouTube channel. I know Greg saw it. I'm not sure Greg was that impressed with it, but you have been challenged, Jeff.
That's wonderful. I haven't seen the video because if a video would need to get my attention, I would have been told about it before right very now. And that's fine. Kyle, you know, I've been told that he was rather a whiny little poop during that video, and he mentioned my name about 50 times, and that's fine. All I got to say is I'm not worried about Kyle so much as Greg should be worried about me in episode 10, because I will get there.
Oh, I should be worried about you.
You should be worried about me, Hotshot. Absolutely.
Yeah, you escaped me. I watched episode 5 a couple times with you and Wade, and you said that I had to recover from the throttling. That's point right, is not a throttling.
1 point. That is true.
Well, I was projecting more that Wade got throttled in the end because I came back from, was it a 7-1 deficit?
Yeah, or 7-2 or something.
Whatever it was, I came back. I went. I am going to be the Asuka of No DQ trivia. I'm going to remain undefeated for 500 freaking days, and then some, baby.
Oh, yeah, we'll see.
We will see, but the thing is, it's also going to be whoever has. Well, I guess nobody can technically be closer than 1 point.
Yeah.
Unless Kyle Botch somehow ties me.
Yeah, ties you. You somehow.
We got to have the tiebreaker. We have a tiebreaker.
Still be a 1 point win.
Still be a 1 point win, but it doesn't matter if it's a 1 point win or a 10-point win or what was it, a 15-point win over Mr. Canada. Daniel Jobber, which is aptly named. Winner and still. Now, then, now, forever. Just like WWE says, always.
All right. So,
and I'm pulling a CM Punk. I'm not doing another match. So,
well,
no, like he lost in UFC.
Oh, so
I lost to Jeff, so I'm going to be like Punk. I'm not going to do it.
I say we have Virtue host the event when Aaron and I finally come up against each other.
Oh yeah. Well,
what the hell?
I'll tell you what.
Honestly, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens.
If nobody could beat Jeff, after episode 10, maybe I'll step in and issue the challenge. We'll see.
All right. Okay. No. You know what? Greg makes a good point. Because we actually talk about him hosting if I ever face Aaron. So Greg can host. Virtue supplies the questions.
There you
go. Better.
There we go. Sorry about that, Greg. It figures Greg's the only one on staff wearing the staff t-shirts, and I'm picking on him.
Virtue, I got to put you on the spot. I mean, if they have a rematch, Jeff and Greg, who do you think would win?
Oh my gosh.
I like how we're just
all great streaks have to come to an end.
I like how we're just totally forgetting about Kyle.
I honestly, I'm very neutral, Jeff. But if I had to pick, if Aaron had a gun to my head, I would go with Greg in a rematch against him. I would. I mean, I hope it's really good and close.
Well, I won't ask Aaron because he has to remain impartial, but I'll ask him off air what he thinks.
You got to get there still, right, Jeff?
Oh, yeah, you still got to get there. You know what?
I still got to get there.
I might give the edge to Jeff because of his experience. He's been going through all these guys, so maybe I would go with Jeff.
Everybody go back out that hasn't watched the first match with Greg and Jeff and watch it again. It was close.
It was very
close. I will give Greg that. It doesn't mean it's going to be close this time.
We'll see. We'll see what happens on the second match if there is one. Time will tell. I mean, we still have Kyle, and there's plenty of other people that want an opportunity. I've been getting tons of messages, and we're just so backed up with people wanting to be on. We have people wanting to be on the panels, too.
Everybody's backed up. They can't handle their own shit.
I mean, I've had people messaging me on Twitter. Jeffrey wanted to be on. You know, we have a lot of people wanting to be on the panels, on the trivia. So I appreciate everyone's patience. You know, we're going to try to get everyone on eventually. So thank you guys, and make sure you keep watching the panel videos as well as the trivia videos. And that'll wrap it up. We will be back tomorrow night with our SummerSlam review video. I think it'll be the same four of us unless somebody bails out.
You're right.
We'll see what happens. But real quick.
Sure. Yes.
The usual plugs, and make sure you guys check out the NoDQ.com shirt on ProWrestlingTees.com. Search NoDQ.
And definitely, for those of you that haven't heard about this new shirt of Greg Cherry's, be prepared, brothers. Be prepared.
Oh, wait. There's a new shirt? Oh, okay. Right. Cool. All right, well, any plugs from you guys? We'll start with you, Virtue.
Follow me on Twitter. Troll with me on Twitter, @NoDQ_Virtue. And more importantly than all that, get well soon, Ric Flair.
Yes, agreed.
Jeff?
_Jeff Meacham on Twitter, on Instagram. Don't add me on Facebook. I don't like you. And Greg.
You basically stole my Facebook message. It's not I don't like you, it's I don't know you. Twitter, Instagram at PA Sensation. Follow me on both of those. More so Twitter. I barely use Instagram. I think I just like look at people's pictures and whatever. I'm on Twitter more than that, so just on Twitter at PA Sensation.
All right, you can find me at Aaron Rift and on NoDQ.com, all social media platforms. And on that note, we will see you guys next time for our SummerSlam review video. Hopefully, we'll be in a fairly decent mood, but time will tell. See you guys next time.